Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
What's up, Bears Nation? Welcome back to Coffee with Tracks on the Chicago Sports Podcast. The air is electric with the excitement of the NFL Draft, and today we've got a special treat, ladies and gentlemen. Mel Kiper Jr.'s latest 2025 NFL Draft Big Board. This guy is what makes all things happen in terms of looking at and getting into the draft. He sets the tone. And man, this is an exciting time of year for everybody. I mean, not just looking at the bottom dwellers of, the Bears and the rough season that we had and all that, but even the ones that are in the Super Bowl, folks, the Chiefs and the Eagles. I mean, everybody's excited about the draft. It's a special time of year when the draft boards come out and we can just start looking. The Senior Bowl yesterday, not the Senior Bowl, they had the big senior day and all of that. It was just a good time, man. Everybody got to check it out and look and see what these kids were doing, playing some football and making sure that they had their showing their best, showing what they had in order for us to gauge and take a look at and say, okay, is this what we want on our team? Pushing our best guys against their best guys. Who do we want? I mean, this is where we get our first look of many before the draft hits in April. And I'm excited about it. Leave in the comments below, guys. Thank you for showing up and showing out to Chicago Sports Podcast, Coffee with Tracks, man. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys are having a wonderful hump day. Man, you guys are electric. You guys are so much fun. I really enjoyed you guys coming together and setting the tone and setting the morning off right, man. But listen, getting back to Mel Kiper's 2025 NFL Draft Big Board, we're going to dissect every detail, every prospect that could be the future for our beloved Bears. I mean, make no mistake about it, guys. With Ryan Poles at the helm now and Ben Johnson now leading the charge, the draft is where we can make significant strides. Leave in the comment below if you guys feel a lot more comfortable with Ben Johnson and his attitude over Eberflus. Do you think that this is going to be a better draft, in terms of you have to cross-examine with your head coach, right, as a GM. You can't just ignore everything that he has to say. Now, I know back when he first came on board, I felt like we were getting some really good looks at defensive players, Bresker, Gordon. Those were the first two picks. And I'm like, what in the world is going on, Fields needs help. He needs protection. He needs weapons and all this and that. And then a good friend reminded me that even all of the greats had, top-notch defensive teams that, go to the Super Bowl. You have to have a really good defensive. Hey, look at the top two teams right now in the Super Bowl. Am I right or am I wrong? Is he right or is he wrong? Super Bowl 59, look at it, man. The Eagles, they're great defense. The Chiefs, top scoring defense in the NFL, or one of. I mean, you have to have a really good defense. So when I thought, honestly, I know that side of the ball was important, but I also thought it kind of showed in terms of these two guys, working it out, kind of like Ryan saying, okay, I'm going to trust you, Eberflus. We're going to work together. I'm going to give you a couple guys on your side of the ball. Even though we knew Ryan Poles was an offensive guy, he played offensive line in the NFL for a minute. And so I was like, okay, well, he's giving it to his head coach, who's more defensive minded, coming from the Colts. He's going to give him, Brisker. He's going to give him Gordon and all that. So now that we got Ben Johnson, now is he going to lean? Is the scales going to tip to the offensive side of the ball? And we're going to get some help there. Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. It's going to be exciting. Trust me, guys. This is a moment you are not going to want to miss. And we're going to unpack this and all your draft needs all the way from here to the actual draft. It's so exciting. We got so much news. I mean, we still got some big news out there, guys, in terms of like looking at who we're going to have as far as like coordinators and all that. You know what I'm saying? We still got to go ahead and get our offensive line coach. We still got to go get our running back coach. Those two are very crucial, very important for Ben Johnson's scheme. Listen, he likes to run the ball early and often. He likes to protect the quarterback and make sure we can get some big holes for that running game, because the running game is what sets up his passing game. He likes to use a play action. So listen, let's get into this draft, man, and the draft capital and the Bears team needs, man. This is so exciting, guys. Right after Mel Kiper's big board, that's what sets the stage. All the other stuff preliminary, we don't really know, but now this sets the tone, and moving forward, it's going to get better and better and better and juicier. And oh, man, this is one of my – leave it in the comments below, guys. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate your view. This is a show created from a fan to fans, and your voice will be heard at the end of the show. 3-letter networks, ABC, NBC, ESPN, they're not going to give you this love and attention that you need. Man, your voice is going to be heard. So wait to the end of the show, and I'm going to unpack all your guys' goodness, all your guys' amazing comments. Let's get into this, man. Let's talk about it. So let's talk about the Bears draft capital and team needs. All right. Let's talk about what the Bears have in their pocket for this draft, guys. We're looking into the number 10 pick in round 1. Talk about juicy, guys. We're in top 10. Now, potentially, if we play our cards right, ladies and gentlemen, we might not have another top 10 pick. Listen, hear me out. Listen with tracks. I'm saying if we do well, we're not getting in a top 10 pick for a while. Unless we trade or something, then that will be, remains to be seen. But usually when you play better, you do better, you're not going to get those high-end picks. So right now, these picks matter. We need to land these picks, not only for just starters, but think of it this way. It might be a while before we're in this position again. So, and that's actually good. The last 3 years, maybe even more, I think, we've been in like the top of the draft, and it's like, here come the Bears, here come the Bears. So we need to land these. We definitely need more starters. Where would you guys like us to see our draft picks at? Where do you guys think we need our focus to be at? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys are interested in. Do you guys want to go on the offensive side? Do you guys want to go on the defensive side? What do you think? Where should our attention be at, in terms of the draft? I personally, well, I'll get into that in a little bit. I mean, you guys are not going to – some of you guys are probably not going to agree with your boy Trax as far as what I think we need to get into. But everyone's got their own opinion. I'm excited to hear about yours. So, like I said, in round 1, we have the top 10 pick with 2 juicy picks in round 2 at 39 and 41. The Bears roster needs are screaming for attention, ladies and gentlemen, particular on the offense and defensive lines. That's where I think we need to be at. And listen, Offense and defensive line are not sexy picks at all. A lot of people are not going to get excited about the trenches. But you know when you get excited about the trenches is when you say, how come my linebackers are not making those dynamic plays? How come a guy like Tremaine Edmonds does not look that good? How come on the offensive side of the ball, my receivers aren't getting the ball? How come my Cole Kmet, my tight end, ain't getting the ball? How come my running back ain't getting down the field into the second and third level and really getting down there and making some big chunk plays? How come? How come? How come? It starts in the trenches, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys know that. And sometimes these extravagant, sexy picks like Roma Dunze really blows our socks off. But I'm telling you right now, I am not disappointed. Let me know if you guys thought what Jim Harbaugh did and with his top draft pick in Joe Alt, offensive lineman. Pittsburgh Steelers did the same thing. You see time and time again. Look at Powers. He got drafted early. And look what he's doing. These teams that went out and got offensive linemen and defensive linemen, those are premium picks right there. They set the tone for your whole entire team. It's all won and lost in the trenches. And that's why we've been losing. So for me, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like I said, particularly on the offensive defensive line, and we can't ignore the need for a dynamic running back, right, ladies and gentlemen? You guys know we need a freaking running back, a dynamic running back. Now, make no mistake about it, I'm really impressed with the way Swift runs the ball. He does a pretty good job. He doesn't do an excellent job. There's times where, we all know he's very questionable in terms of looking at the field and picking the right hole, the right lane to go. Now, listen, you're struggling against offensive linemen. It's got to be like pulling your hair out, and you might run into a couple mental errors and stuff like that. You're never seeing the field for what it could be if you have good blocks. So maybe with good offensive linemen, he gets better, right? So let's just throw this out there. But make no mistake about it, we cannot go into this new year with just one running back. We need to go do our due diligence and get another running back. Now, would you get him in the first round? Would you go get an Ashton Jeanty in the first round? Where would you go, ladies and gentlemen? Where would you go with a running back? Leave your comments in below. Where do you want to go with a running back in the first round? Do you want to go in the first round? Do you want to go in the second round, third round, late rounds? I know this draft, and we'll get into it in a little bit, is deep with running back depth. So would you like to go in the later rounds and focus in the first, second rounds with your, offensive lineman, defensive lineman? And let's not get too heavy. Okay, listen, I know it's easy to go all in on one side, right? But listen, we need help on both sides of the ball. First, obviously, the major need that's screaming at us is we need offensive linemen. But let's not neglect the defensive line, too. So we need to carefully take a look at that on both sides. I'm telling you guys, let's not go in all one way and the other way. Let's think about this all the way through and like I said, I'm not trying to lead the witness. You guys already know what you want. You know what the Bears need. I mean, we appreciate you. We love your feedback. Thank you so much for joining the show. Right now, with my head down, I'm just trying to invite everybody to the show on Facebook land to make sure that they all get to be a part of it and enjoy it and check it out. So that's kind of what you got to do with these options here. Sorry about that. One-man team, right? Army of one. No, I got you guys, man. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. So, yeah, let's get back into it. Okay, interior offensive line. This is what Mel Kiper says in his top board, his top big board for 2025. We're in dire need of guards and centers. The trench warfare starts here, and we need to win these battles, guys. Edge. It's very important that we need an edge rusher. A game-changing edge rusher could be the key to flipping our defense from good to great. Also, left tackle. We need to look at that. Braxton Jones has potential, but competition or an outright upgrade might be necessary. How about getting a little competition on Braxton Jones? How about having somebody in there that's chomping at his heels saying, listen, pal, if you don't do your due diligence, if you don't freaking bring your A game, you're going to get replaced. This is your final year on your contract, and we're about to freaking bounce you. Now, we can't get rid of him. Don't act like we have like a slew of freaking 3 layers of offensive linemen, and we just got to bounce a freaking left tackle who's been serviceable for the last 3 years on his rookie contract. He's still on the cheap. He's still on his rookie contract. Let's see what he's going to do. Let's see what he's about. Let's be about it, okay? So listen, guys. Yeah, I almost didn't do this show, man. My son's not doing so well. My kid's mom, she's the vehicle broke down yesterday. Fuel underneath the freaking vehicle. And I said, you know what? I slept on it. I got to see my boy. He's getting his results back. Shout out and prayers to him, man. He looked like he was doing a lot better. But when you're in your workplace, man, and you're at the steel mill grinding, and you're away from home, and all these red flags come up, you're just like, oh my God, man, I need to get home. And then I'm thinking to myself, I need to work. All this stuff costs money, the X-rays, the blood work, all this stuff for my son that costs money. And then the vehicle breaking down, and there's a pool of fuel underneath it, and getting the tow and the rental car, you got to get to work. So shout out to everybody out there at work, that's out there grinding, the dads, the unsung heroes, the moms, shout out to them that's, taking the kids and all that. And, you guys be great today, win the day, take care of your people, hug them while you can, man. Love you guys. But just wanted to let you guys know that I almost didn't do this show, but I said, you know what? I always talk about being in your spot. Attitude and attendance are 2 things you can control. These people are counting on you. You love to hang out with these people. And even though, your family's not doing so well and the vehicle's upside down and all this kind of stuff, you need to get there and let's unpack this stuff, man. Because, Bear Nation, man, love you guys. You guys are family. You guys are a community. You guys are beautiful people. I look forward to seeing you guys every day. So hopefully, I think this will help my day out tremendously, and I hope it helps you guys out because this is some exciting stuff. Okay, back to football, guys. Braxton Jones has potential, guys. Like I said, he's got some potential. We'll see what happens if he gets a good offensive line coach. He's got Ben Johnson that's going to get his butt in his butt. You're going to have freaking Antoine Randall out there just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, screaming at him and stuff and saying, what are you doing? Hold your block, you freaking, come on, let's go, or if you draft a guy or do, bring up a guy in free agency and now you got somebody, giving him some competition, maybe the cream rise to the top and you're like, oh my gosh, this mountain of a man that Trex interviewed in the locker room. He's looking up at him and he's like, this guy's huger than I am. This guy's a big man. I'm 6'6". He's taller than I am. He's big too. He's strong. Dude, very nice guy. Really nice guy. But hey, nice doesn't win on the field, right? That doesn't win on the field of play. So unless you're playing nice. So yeah, guys. So listen, we definitely need an outright upgrade. And it's definitely necessary at left tackle. Let's look at defensive tackle, guys. We need someone who can dominate the middle, collapsing the pocket and stopping the run. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you guys are really excited about our what do you call it, Billings. When we got Billings, dude, he flipped the bill. He fit the bill and he did great. Run stopping was great. But when one guy goes down, and you guys heard when we interviewed Henry Melton up at Bridges Scoreboard, that live coverage with him for the Bears game, the commentary with him and Jim Miller. You heard about all that, right? I mean, it was like, dude, seriously, like when their defense was out there, they didn't let people run on them. When a guy goes down, the next guy gets called up and they, fill the hole, flip the bill, fit the bill. They do all that, hard work and stuff, and it's seamless. It's like it never happened. I mean, you're always going to miss a guy like a Tommy Harris or Henry Melton or something like that, but they always had somebody in place, man, and we need to shore up that interior defensive line, man. I say we maybe should go after 2 defensive linemen and probably 2 offensive linemen and also look at the free agency. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, man. Make sure you drop lots of comments, during the show and after the show. Make sure you hit that like button till you wear that freaking like button out. Share this video with everybody for a triple trifecta. Once we reach 3,000 subscribers, we are going to send off a jersey of your choice, whatever you want, because I know jersey number 3 is not really sexy. I can't even remember who jersey number 3 would go to. Can anybody tell me in the chat below who did we have for number 3 that might be a good jersey? I'm not gonna, let's get up to like the really good numbers. Let's get up to some really good numbers so you guys can get some good jerseys. Let's get up to like, I don't know, 23,000 subscribers so I can raffle off a Hester jersey or something like that, or a 76,000 so I can raffle off, or not raffle off, sorry, I meant give away a Mongo jersey. Let's get up to those numbers, or in the 90s, man. The sky's the limit, right, guys? I trust you. We can make this happen. I want to give you guys lots of jerseys, lots of footballs, lots of merch, man. They're going to see you guys coming. You guys are going to be looking good, feeling good about our Bears, okay? So let's shift gears over to the running backs. Swift's solid, but we need more. A 1-2 punch could revitalize our ground game, like a Sonic and Knuckles type thing, thunder and lightning. So here we go. Mel Kiper's top prospects overview, guys. He has blessed us with his top prospects, and let's run through them, guys. Number 1 on the list, a defensive back and a slash wide receiver, Travis Hunter. This Colorado star is a two-way threat, playing both corner and wide receiver. He could be a wild card for any team, including ours. Now, I'll tell you what, when you have holes all over the field, you've got to look for guys like that. A guy that could come in and play defensive back and then wide receiver. I mean, when things are going really bad and you look at the Detroit Lions, here's a good example, guys. A guy like or a team like Detroit Lions, when they lose like 20-something freaking guys or whatever it was, pretty darn close to 20, and, you need to look at stuff like that. It might come down to where like, hey, well, we're a little bit heavier on defensive back. Travis, I need you to go out there and run a couple plays at receiver. Like, not the whole time, but potentially. And I'm not saying, please don't get it twisted. I'm just using this as an example, not saying he's going to be like that guy, because I know how chippy it gets out there trying to give your boy Trax a hard time, okay? But, Deion Sanders, he played receiver and, returner and defensive back. He was a Swiss Army knife. He did it all. But a guy like Travis Hunter, he might be exactly what the team needs now. You got to go a little high for that guy. He's number 1, okay? Number 2 on the list, Abdul Carter. Oh, my. You want to talk about an edge rusher? Everybody's talking about getting them some Abdul Carter, baby. An edge rusher from Penn State with a relentless motor. His ability to disrupt plays is exactly what our defense craves and needs, man. We need a guy that's a burner that's going to go in there and just freaking secure that quarterback and bring him down, baby. Could you imagine getting into the NFC North, baby, and bringing down Love and all the freaking quarterbacks of the NFC North? Oh my, that would be freaking pretty cool for sure. And the Cowboys, when we go see freaking Eberflus, oh man, I tell you what, I want nothing more than us just to destroy and I think it's away too, isn't it, in Dallas? Leave in the comments below if you guys think it's away or home against the Cowboys, because I would like to destroy the Cowboys and just say, you know what, Eberflus, this is what you get for all these sleepless nights for your freaking crazy, wild, bonkers way of leading our team and saying that we got this hits philosophy. Listen, those hits philosophies gave us the shits philosophies, and they weren't worth nothing. Oh my God, I hope we beat that guy. If we don't beat that guy, oh my God, let's stay in for that freaking show. We got to beat that guy, right, guys? Okay, here is exactly what our team needs and craves. Mason Graham, Michigan's defensive tackle, who has the power and technique to be a day 1 starter. Interior D-line, boys. Mason Graham, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, That would be a good one for me. I definitely, you guys know how Trax feels about hitting those, and we talked about this earlier, hitting up the freaking, offensive line, defensive line, shoring up both sides of the ball. It's all about the trenches, right? Shoring up them trenches. Shador Sanders, the quarterback from Colorado with poise and precision through. Though the Bears are set at QB, so we don't even need to look at Shador Sanders right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going through Mel Kiper's big board, top big board, okay? Cam Ward, number 5, another quarterback, this time from Miami, showcasing the depth at that position. So you know that there's going to be 2 quarterbacks going to go off in the top 5, I believe, in the draft. So that's going to help. That's going to help the Chicago Bears out because that's 2 less positions, 2 less guys that we have to worry about getting our key positions that we need. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get back to this. Defensive back. I'm intrigued and I'm interested by this. And this is not a very serious need, but man, it's almost to the point where your boy Trax, this would tip the scales. And I don't think he'll be available at 10, but it's very interesting and very intriguing, especially when you could partner him up with, Johnson. Will Johnson, Michigan's shutdown corner, who could significantly bolster our secondary. Could you imagine having him on the opposite side? Oh my goodness, that would be freaking amazing. And hey, if Dennis Allen has something to do with it, he might go get him. But honestly, as exotic as he is and as much focus he is on his back 7, he understands how important it is to shore up that defensive line. Okay. That's Will Johnson at number 6. Okay. Number 7, we're looking at Totoro McMillan, a wide receiver from Arizona, the size and speed and potential mismatch for any defense. This guy is electric. This guy is going to go in the top 10 for sure. And I think we're good at receiver in terms of going into the top 10. I don't think we need to do that 2 years in a row. We obviously has way too much. So listen, the defensive back, the 2 quarterbacks, right? That's 3. That's 3 picks we don't have to worry about. And the defensive back, so 4 picks. Now, what about Jalen Walker? The Georgia linebacker, edge player, very versatile, perfect for modern defenses. That might be something that we look at as far as an edge rusher and a linebacker. He could play 2 positions. Dennis Allen could figure out what the heck he's going to do with him. Are they going to go after him? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're going to hit line early and often on both sides. Here's a guy that's very exciting and people are talking about because we know what it's in terms of when you look at Jahmyr Gibbs with the Detroit Lions, and now we've got Ben Johnson. So the focus is how he did so well, how he had the top offense humming in several years with the Detroit Lions with a trifecta, 3 years. He freaking, 2022, all you look up till now, amazing, man. He had that team humming, but he always had a really good running back. And when he went out and got Jahmyr Gibbs, you saw what he did this year. In my opinion, best all around, not best, but best all around young running back in the NFL. We need a Swiss Army knife at running back. Ashton Jeanty, he might fit that bill from Boise State, man. With explosive potential, could be our back field game changer. And I know some people are really looking at him. He's at number 9. Is that somebody you guys would be interested? Would you guys be interested in a top 10 pick with Ashton Jeanty? I think, honestly, we would have to trade up in order to get to that. I think he might actually go early. In some mock drafts, you see him going as early as 5 and 6, baby. So I know the Raiders, it seems like when we've done a couple mock drafts, we've done like at least 5 already in these mock draft bonanzas with Brandon. Trax Hyatt, and my other guys. He seems to go early, man. The Raiders look at him. I forgot what was it Tennessee? I can't remember. There's two teams, and the Raiders pick him up. Kelvin Banks Jr. at number 10. Texas offensive lineman, versatile enough to play multiple positions, a real asset for the Bears line. This Kelvin Banks Jr. guy, he checks a lot of the boxes. Let me know in the comments below if this is something you guys would be interested in getting in. And I know a lot of you guys are excited about him. Kelvin Banks Jr., would you guys be comfortable and okay with picking him up as a versatile lineman for multiple positions? It's important to go get an offensive lineman that can play multiple positions. You saw how much they were playing musical chairs on the offensive line. I mean, seriously, they were freaking, moving chairs on the Titanic. All like we had the most line shifts in the NFL. Every time it's like, whoa, who's who? Hey, you over there, left guard, right guard. Left tackle. Are you gonna play center day? What are you gonna play? It is important to keep all 5 guys at those positions and stay there. Continuity, man. You got to have a guy at the left. You got to have a guy at the right. Listen, you don't go through your house and we rewire everything and pull the conduit out and rewire everything all day and send it this way and this way and that way. That's what it is for offensive line. They have to know where they're at, what their assignments is doing, and communication is vital. It starts at the center. That is your field general on the offensive line. And he relays what he sees, the hot reads, the linebackers, the blitzes, all that coverage after he already tells what audibles and this and that, and he shifts it. He shifts it and tells the left guard and the right guard what's going on. And then it moves out to the tackles and potentially even the tight ends. So it's very important to make sure that we keep those guys consistently together. That position right there is no other position is more dependent on that position doing well. That line has to hold or that ball never gets off and they never score points. And in today's NFL, you got to score points. You can't freaking win with field goals anymore, okay? Oh my gosh. Oh man. So listen, guys. Kelvin Banks, is that a guy that you guys are interested? Leave it in the comments below, man. We're going to check out all your comments at the end of the show. So, okay, here we go. Round 1. Here's our dream pick, okay? If I had to pick a dream scenario for the Bears top 10, I'd be landing someone like Abdul Carter or Mason Graham. I'm telling you guys, as much as I want to take care of that offensive line, I know how important it is on the defensive line to go ahead and get that pressure, okay? And to shore up. I do not like to get ran on. It decimates. It is demeaning. It is so freaking, oh my God. When I saw them run on us, it is so bad. And you know what? It's demoralizing. Once you start to run on a team, it just shows you can do anything. Like you beat that team. You know what I mean? So if I had to pick it, either be Abdul Carter to put pressure on the quarterback that we need, to complete that edge rush, that pressure with Sweat. He needs somebody to complement him. I think Abdul Carter would fit the bill, or Mason Graham for the inside. The likelihood, though, is slim to none, but hey, we can dream, right? So that's what we're doing here. We're doing a little dream here with Mel Kiper's big board here. Who would make you guys so fired up for? Let me know in the comments below about who you would like to see in the Bears uniform, man. Running back prospects, okay? Let's do a deep dive into this. Now, let's talk about the running backs. DeAndre Swift has been decent, but we need more. Ashton Jeanty, as we said earlier, is Kiper's top prospect with vision and speed and could lead our backfield. I know a lot of you guys are excited about Omarion Hampton, a potential first-round pick bringing power and agility to the table. Do you think it's still too early to pick up a guy like Omarion Hampton in the first round, or is that somebody that you guys would potentially like to get in the second round with our first, with 39 pick or 41? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. What about LaQuint Allen, Syracuse dual threat back? I mean, Syracuse had more offense, the most offense in all of NCAA football. they had the most yards. They had the most offense. So a guy like that could be somebody that we would look at, in the later rounds. Like I said, both rushing and receiving. My favorite out of all these guys is Caleb Johnson from Iowa. This dude is a workhorse, known for his tough inside running style. Could one of those backs pair with Swift? I would say Caleb Johnson. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, man. Um, to pair with Swift to form a formidable backfield. We need that. We need the 1-2 punch, right? Let's talk about offensive line. Let's get a closer look at the offensive line, guys. For the offensive line, we have some intriguing options. Kelvin Banks Jr., he could be an immediate starter at tackle or guard, offering flexibility. I mean, one Braxton Jones is available and ready. Boom, left tackle. Put Kelvin right there by him at left guard, side by side. Boom, lockdown left guard, left tackle. Good to go. And then Kelvin Banks Jr. is eyeing that position. He's going to take over eventually, right? How about it? Or, was Braxton moved to the inside? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. What about Will Campbell, LSU's lineman? With the size and skill to play multiple positions if needed, Will Campbell could be another guy too. Now, he slides down to around 18 or so maybe we could trade back and get another pick for later on and go ahead and get Will Campbell. But then you don't know if you're going to get him. You're kind of playing Russian roulette with our offensive line. So then you might have to shapeshift and get somebody else if Will Campbell goes and gets. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Let me know in the comments below if Will Campbell is something that you're interested in. I know he's been known. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He speaks like he really wants to go get it. He says, hey, if I don't do well, I'm going to be a future Uber driver of America. I get it. He gets it. He understands it. He plays hard. He works hard. He's a guy that we could definitely need. Sounds like he doesn't have a whole lot of injury concerns, and he could play multiple positions. What about Josh Simmons, guys? Ohio State's tackle with recovery potential from his knee injury. That's what concerns me. We go out and get guys. We already knew that freaking Tevin Jenkins, he needed his back worked on and all that kind of stuff. And we, let him sit for quite a while. And then, still to this day, he still has issues. It's always something with that guy. So do we want to go get a guy that has some injury concerns already right out the gate with Josh Simmons? We know that his explosiveness and his potential and everything and his raw size and power could definitely be a guy that would help our offensive line. But for tracks, I don't know, man. I'm kind of cringe. That's a cringe-worthy pick for me. What about Josh Cornerly Jr., Oregon's rising star, showing immense upside in speed and vision? Each of these players could be pivotal in protecting our quarterback and opening lanes, guys. These guys could be guys that really help our offensive line, help Ben Johnson, help keep a clean jersey for freaking, our quarterback and Caleb, and make sure that he stays upright, for years to come, man. We got to keep the sack numbers down, man. And he understands that he needs to do a better job too and get rid of that ball and not putting ourselves in a bad situation for third and forever, because we all know there are no freaking plays for third and forever. Let's talk about defensive prospects. Who could transform our defense, ladies and gentlemen? Who on Mel Kiper's big board do we look at that could help our Bears? With players like Carter, Williams, and Green, there's potential to bolster our pass rush, okay? Defensive tackles like Graham, Nolan, and Grant are all names that could solidify our defense, our defensive front. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. How you guys doing out there, man? I hope you guys are having a wonderful hump day, man. Love you guys. Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate you guys. The Bears need to make impactful selections here to elevate our defense to the next level, guys. We need to definitely make an impactful selection to make our defensive line better for sure and take our whole entire defense to the next level. So let's get you guys involved, man. Bears fans, here are your questions. What do you believe is the Bears' need for most pressing roster need? What do you guys need? What do you guys feel is the most important pressing need for the Bears in the draft. Which players from Kiper's board would you be most excited to see the Bears draft? Who would you be excited? Ignore all the needs. Who's somebody that you're like, man, I wish we could go get him out of Mel Kiper's big draft board? Let's discuss it. Drop it in the comments below and help shape the future of Chicago Bears, man. Now that wraps up our marathon session of Mel Kiper's big board for the Bears. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the latest Bears content. We're not done yet. Expect more draft breakdowns, updates, and maybe even some surprise guests in the upcoming weeks. So let's get in the comments, guys. Let's see what you guys got out there. Chris Foster, good morning, Chris Foster. How you doing, buddy? Oh, we got some comments in the chat today. All right. Chris Foster said he wants Banks, man. He's very interested in getting Kelvin Banks. I can see that. I appreciate that. That's that offensive lineman, that tackle, dual threat offensive lineman from Texas. He said sign Sweat from Philly and Trey Smith from Kansas City in free agency makes the draft easy. Okay. Watts, Notre Dame safety, center, left guard, and second. Oh, yeah. After dropping to 20th or so, you take D-line. Yep. Yes, we wanted Alt. I did too, Chris. Alt was a big boy. I would have loved to get Alt, man. You know what's crazy, though, Chris, is as much as I wanted Alt, I kind of got a little fanboyish when we got Rome Odunze, especially watching his tapes and everything and all that. And you know what? That first person that he goes and talked to, that Ben Johnson goes and talks to, is Rome Odunze. He didn't go talk to one of our offensive linemen. He went and talked to Rome Odunze, one of the first guys he talks to. So, and he says, I got plans for you. So he likes him. He probably wanted him on the Lions, you know? So anyways, Bradley, what's up, buddy? Good morning and bear down. I appreciate you, man. Great co-host, works hard. Yep, it's all about execution, not so much experience. Hall should have taken New England trade, then take it 3, Odunze at 9, JPJ with New England second rounder. Yeah, he's rattling off all kinds of stuff we could have done for sure. Yep, what I wanted. Good morning, Plank. Good morning, Tracks. Chris, bear down, brother. I like Swift. Just need a second running back for inside runs. I couldn't agree more, Chris. I really think that's what we need, buddy. Brad Leroux, good morning. Bear down. I don't. There's any lineman worth being picked between 8 and 15. Okay. All right. Good morning, Plank. Make today great. Yes, sir. Hell no. Running back in early rounds, 4th round at best. Okay. All right. I can see that. 4th round. Yeah. Well, honestly, I think if the running back from Iowa is available, you know, Caleb Johnson with a K, I think that's somebody worth taking a look at. Maybe the second pick of the second round or the third. I understand what you're saying. Don't pick it with the first two. Don't pick it with the first round or the 39th, but maybe the 41. What's up, buddy? Thanks, man. Appreciate you checking out on my boy. Just waiting on the results. I mean, he was good, you know, last night. He's, you know, being just a regular boy and stuff. Just kind of asking him, but you know, you never get the straight answer from kids sometimes because they're worried about you being worried. You know, they're trying to take care of you. Brad, thank you though, man. I'm, you know, it's yep. Bradley says, I assume most of our O-line issues will be addressed in free agency. You would think, I know if you go and grab 2 of those, now all of a sudden you go from like potentially 90 million all the way down to 50 if you go pick 2 of them boys up. So you got to be real creative and careful with that, you know. So, you know, like I said, is there a need? Is it important? Absolutely. But you got to be creative and you got to be careful, especially if you get a guy like in terms of like Trey Smith. Now you got to go get a guard center that doesn't demand nearly as much, maybe 10, 15, 20's pushing it because now you don't have any money for the defensive side of the ball, and you still got to get running back. You still got to fill your squad out. You just dropped a bunch of guys. You're going to drop more. So you got to be careful. I'm not saying we're going to be broke, but you got to be careful about going and getting a bunch of guys in the free agency, especially premium positions like offensive line. Those guys are pricey for sure if you get the right ones. Chris Foster says left tackle will be our number one goal in 2026. Yeah, Chris, I agree with that. Left tackle is definitely. I went and looked at the future draft of 2026. Them boys look good. There's 3 guys in the mid to lower 90s. You don't even have but one in the draft grades for this, and they might even go higher. But as of right now, that's where they sit. So I like the offensive line. I love the tackles. And next year's draft, it's the interior line for both the offense and the defense that's actually heavy, and they've been talking about that. I think a lot of people just aren't listening to it, but that is where it's at. That's it, you can't make you can't make something that's not there, and I don't want to reach. I don't want to overreach because of a need. Now, you need to go get that need, but if you play the long game and you already got Braxton, and I see what you're saying, Chris, for sure. It's definitely a strategy there. Center and left guard in draft round 2, Trey Smith and Sweat in free agency. Now that'd be interesting. I do like the Trey Smith and Sweat. That would be something I'd look into for sure. There's also some connections with Dennis Allen out there. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he's actually had quite a few people play underneath him. So that's something that we could look at, in terms of like free agents, So let's take a look at that at free agency also. What's your Twitter handle? It's Chicago Sports Podcasts or Shy Sports Tracks, something like that. You'll see us. Anais Lazib. Uh, Awesome name, man. I wish I knew how to pronounce it. It's definitely more exciting than mine. I had to put tracks in the middle of mine because mine's so boring. Brandon Hyatt is my name, so cool name, man. Anis Lazib, bear down. Brad said I'll send a $25 gift card with the jersey at 3K subs. That's awesome, man. Thank you, Bradley. I appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, but we appreciate that. That'd be great, man. That's almost halfway there for that jersey, because with our jersey, with our jersey guy and all things sports at TC's World of Wonders, you can get a jersey delivered to your doorstep for $46. That includes the shipping, that includes the tax, and it gives you a 30-day warranty. And he's right in Kentucky, man. He's stateside. He's not overseas or nothing. So you're helping a guy that is a local company, and that takes care of his local, family, town, everything around him inside the United States. So, man, we really love that guy, and he's got good deals. He helps us out all the time. He helped out Mongo with his drive. So that's where our jersey is going to be coming from. Like I said, he's got a 30-day warranty. Really good product. I love the guy. $46 for a nice jersey. How could you go wrong? Especially when you get a warranty and you get a name behind it, and it's stateside, so it doesn't take forever to freaking get, Sometimes if he's got it in stock, I can get it in just a couple days, a few days. It's less than 2 weeks, sometimes 10 days, sometimes 7. Sometimes it's really fast. Sometimes around the holidays, everything takes a little bit longer, Foster says Plank play safety if Brisker gets another concussion. Yeah, I definitely consider that. I know Tyrone Mathay played for Dennis Allen with the Saints, so there's a safety there that we could potentially pick up. I think he's a verifiable good safety, big, strong, got decent speed at safety and knows Dennis Allen's way of doing things. And you kind of got to bring those guys along with them to teach that whole philosophy. I mean, looking back a few years ago when we picked up, Eberflus, he brought a guy or two, maybe 3 with him, from the Colts to kind of show us what's going on, Hopefully he picks better guys to bring with him than freaking Eberflus did. I wasn't really impressed with those guys, but You know, Plank says Chris Foster, I'd rather go there than running back. I agree for sure. Uh, you can't go wrong with that. With Watts with 39th pick, if he make it. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're talking about safety. I got you. I got you. I'd move off Sweat to get Abdul Carter. Yeah, man. Could you imagine if we got Abdul Carter? That'd be so good, man. Um, Graham has grown on me, dude. I love me some Graham. Mm. Telling you, man, that interior defensive line is going to help those edge rushers tremendously. Going to help Sweat out. Going to help Oppo's side of Sweat out. It's really going to make a difference. Book will cook with a good defensive line. We don't have enough. We need depth. Depth. Center, my number one. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Chris Foster said Carter, my number one, and Graham, number two on my draft board. So we have no shot. Listen, center's something to look at in the offensive line in terms of, shoring up that. That is something to look at in the 2026 draft. There's only a couple guys. There's that kid from Georgia. His name escapes me. And then there's Monheim, who's like the 149th pick in the draft. He's way. No, not 149th. He's 249 or something crazy. He's like in the 5th round or something. And he would be a backup. He would definitely be a backup, somebody to bring in if you pick up a free agent center like Ryan, from the Colts or something like that. Somebody that he could help mold and be in there and do a timeshare with and all that kind of stuff. So, but I like the kid from Georgia if we are going to go draft a center in this year's draft. But there's not much depth at all at the center position this year's draft. So Plank says Chris Foster, I hope at least one of those guys being there at 10. Yeah, I agree, man. Mike Christianius, what's up, buddy? Bear down, man. Nice big old hog you got there in your hand there. Got a good fish, man. I need to go fishing with you, buddy. Take me and my son once he's on the mend. Prayers up. Got to go get that guy. Nice back and forth. Pleasantries between Plank and Mike. Fact, we have to have stability at the O-line. Running back in the 4th or 5th. Okay. All right. Chris Foster, 100%. Lots of thumbs up from Plank and Bells. Hit those like buttons. Smash that notification bell and turn the options on to all notifications. Get that triple threat for your chance to win a jersey of your choice once we hit the 3,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, guys. I have to leave for work. Tracks, great show. Thank you. Love goes out to your boy. Chat, appreciate you. Peace, everyone. Have a great day. Yeah, everybody have a great day. I got to head out to work too. That reminds me, I'm up against it and I got to leave. Tracks are gonna make tracks. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Like I said, that's a wrap on our marathon session on Mel Kiper's big board for the Bears. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for all the latest Bears and Chicago sports content. We're not done. Expect more draft breakdowns, updates, maybe even some surprise guests in the coming weeks. Bear down. Let's make this draft one for the history books, folks. Love you guys. Have a great day. Be great today. Enjoy your day. And, have a great hump day. Bear down, guys. See you.